play Saturday night. He's resting against these third-seeded Trailblazers. So with Melo out, how does that change the Thunder offense? And are you a little bit surprised that he's resting in this one, such an important matchup in the Western Conference?
I think for the Thunder, every game is like the most critical game for them as they come down the backstretch. And it's so hard for me to say this, but their top three, when you look at Westbrook, Paul George, Carmelo, that's their team basically. Okay, Adams does his job, his role in the middle. But when you look at the bench, the difference between the depth they had a year ago with Cantor coming off the bench, McDermott off the bench, Oladipo, Sabonis, I mean, those guys were really good and gave them great depth. Right now, the next guy off the bench averaging anything is Grant, 8 points per game, and that's it.
Yeah, there's no question. And Kristen, to follow up on your comment, I just think it's really odd in such a big ball game tonight, you know, against Portland. Why didn't they rest Carmelo against the Suns?
Right.
You know, arguably a game that, you know, maybe they could have won. But, you know, following up on your point, yeah, you know, that is their team, those big three. You know, they just acquired Corey Brewer, I think in an attempt to maybe try to bolster, you know, their wing core, which they're doing it by committee right now, the Thunder are. I don't know if it's enough because each of those players, you know, when you talk about a Brewer or Hustis or Grant, they're kind of one-dimensional. They're either good offensively or they're athletic or, you know, they are great defenders, but I'm not sure that by committee is going to get it done for them in the playoffs. And they're up against a team tonight that is on fire, and Damian Lillard in particular. You look at his last 7 games, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Got a 50-point game, 2 40-plus games, 2 30-plus games.
You see my list for MVP?
Dame time.
Yeah. You look at my list for MVP.
Dame time.
Touché.
Oh, yeah, we mentioned
Touché.
that. Right? Yeah. You did mention Damian Lillard. How about these Blazers, though? What has been the difference for them? Now they're sitting at 3rd in this Western Conference playoff picture.
Well, I think, as Stu said here, for some reason, led by Lillard, they are playing so well together as a team. But I'm thinking of the comparison. We said big three for OKC. It's basically big three for Portland as well because McCollum, Lillard, okay, Nurkic in the middle. After that, who else are you going to turn to? Like, well, he's a great guy coming off the bench and contributing a lot of points. So it might be big. Maybe they're just going to play 3-on-3.
Well, but how important could home court advantage be for the Blazers, who have been, well, the Warriors' first-round sweep for, you know, the last, at least memorable handful.
I know this. I don't know many teams that love going to Portland to play.
It's a tough, difficult
Right.
place to play. Yeah. No, it's vitally important. I think that's what makes it so interesting down the stretch here, these 20-plus games, is that they're so bunched up. They're not only fighting to stay in the playoffs, they are also fighting for that home court advantage, which, given the parity between all those teams, is going to be vitally important, you know, come April.
A little more on the Thunder, though, because they're 13-5 when Russell Westbrook has a triple-double. He, of course, is now the reigning king of triple-doubles, and as you mentioned, that won him an MVP last year. But without Melo in the lineup, will we need to see more from Russ?
I don't think there's any question that he's going to make sure that he can do everything that he has to do to try and, you know, get this team a win. But
always.
Paul George, by the way, we've seen him do that before in his career, whether it was in Indiana. I mean, he has the ability. I mean, I remember a year ago going up against LeBron when they needed to win down the stretch, and he and LeBron they had some duel that night, and George may have gone for 38 that night or whatever. So he also has that ability to have a huge game.
You know, we were talking earlier about LeBron James and just his physical attributes and his ability to keep himself in shape at an age. You know, the Thunder are coming off a back-to-back tonight, right? But this guy, Russell Westbrook, to me, is a freak of nature athletically, and also just his fitness level is at such a high level. Even with Carmelo out, he's capable tonight of going for a triple-double or going for a 40-point game. We don't know. And if I'm the Trailblazers and I got a motivated Russell Westbrook who hasn't had success in Portland, look out, even though they're coming off a back-to-back.